In the vast and silent reaches of southwestern Montana, where mountains touch the sky and winds whisper ancient secrets, a discovery has puzzled scientists, archaeologists, and dreamers alike. Hidden for millennia among the brush and rugged cliffs emerges a stone structure that defies geological logic, the Sage Wall. It stretches like an ancient scar across the landscape, with stone blocks that interlock as if placed by masterful hands. This isn't just any stone. The structure consists mainly of granitic gneiss, a tough rock formed under immense pressure and heat deep within the earth. While this type of rock is common in the region, it has never before been seen arranged in such precise, symmetrical formations, fitted together as though part of a lost architecture. The first scientific reports about the wall date back to the mid-20th century, when geologists from northwestern universities began exploring anomalies in the area's topography. At first glance, it seemed to be a natural rock outcrop. But the deeper they looked, the harder it became to sustain that assumption. The fractures in the stone are far from random or eroded, they display right angles and interlocking shapes, like a three-dimensional puzzle. Some blocks even appear to have been fit together without mortar, so perfectly that a sheet of paper can barely slip between them. Furthermore, the weathering patterns, the surface marks left by centuries of exposure, suggest the rocks have been exposed for tens of thousands of years. So how has such geometry remained so pristine? The geological debate, nature versus design. Many geologists argue that the wall can be explained by natural processes like exfoliation, a type of fracturing caused by internal pressure, or the classic freeze-thaw cycle common in mountainous climates. In this theory, water seeps into cracks, freezes in winter, expands, and slowly breaks apart the rock into angular shapes. But there's a catch: these processes almost never produce interlocking symmetrical blocks, nor do they distribute them in such an organized way across a slope. Additionally, some blocks show smooth curves and polished planes, features ice and water simply cannot shape with such precision. Here's where the more provocative theory emerges: what if the Sage Wall was built by human hands? Global comparisons, echoes of lost civilizations. The possibility of artificial construction has sparked inevitable comparisons with megalithic structures around the world. Some researchers have noted similarities with the walls of Sacsayhuamán in Peru, where massive stone blocks interlock without mortar with millimeter precision. Others compare the Sage Wall to ancient Cyclopean structures in Eastern Europe or to the mysterious Tiwanaku stonework in Bolivia. If the Sage Wall was indeed constructed by humans, it could radically alter our understanding of history in the Americas. Preliminary sediment dating, based on the layers that once covered the structure, suggests it may be older than 10,000 years, placing it before the Clovis culture, long thought to be the earliest advanced civilization on the continent. What was its purpose? Here, the mystery deepens. No one truly knows what the wall was for. Theories abound. Some think it was a defensive structure. Others believe it might have served as an astronomical observatory, based on its partial alignment with equinoxes and solar patterns. Some even suggest it was part of a much larger complex, now destroyed or buried under thousands of years of erosion and vegetation. One especially intriguing theory proposes a spiritual or ceremonial purpose. Some stones bear what appear to be faint carvings, almost erased by time, possibly symbols, or even a lost form of writing. Could it have been a site for fertility rituals? A marker for hunting seasons? A sacred space? The controversy. As with any discovery that challenges the official narrative of history, the Sage Wall has not escaped controversy. Critics accuse proponents of the artificial theory of pushing pseudo-archaeology or spreading baseless conspiracies. More conservative academics urge caution: without associated artifacts, tools, or human remains, it is too risky to declare the structure man-made. Yet even they acknowledge the anomalies cannot be ignored. Today, multidisciplinary teams, archaeologists, geologists, anthropologists, even artificial intelligence experts, are studying the site using new tools like LiDAR scans and 3D modeling. A doorway to the past. Whatever its origin, the Sage Wall opens a door to a different narrative of the American past. What if civilizations existed long before we believed, societies that vanished for reasons we may never understand, leaving behind only subtle traces like this one. What if human history didn't begin with agriculture, but with stone, with astronomy, and with mystery? In a world increasingly defined by digital technology, ancient structures like the Sage Wall remind us that the past still holds deep secrets, waiting to be uncovered in the earth, among the trees, or in the quiet of a mountain that has seen far more than we are ready to comprehend. For now, the wall remains, challenging, enigmatic, like a puzzle piece with no picture, waiting for someone to truly listen to what it has to say.